live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 236, and we are kicking off hashtag Loudies Week. And what a perfect way to kick it off than with the perfect ratio himself, Adonis Stone. What's going on, brother? Good
What's
afternoon.
going on, Ray? How you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm glad we could finally make this happen. This has definitely been a long time coming with this episode here, so I'm glad we could do it all
Yes,
part of
sir.
hashtag
Yes,
Loudies
sir.
Week here.
Yes, sir.
So before we get into that, because definitely I want to touch on that match. That's going to be huge this Saturday coming up for Loudies Wrestling. But before we get into that, you've heard the podcast before. You heard that term, what I said earlier, respect the craft. So for you, when you hear that term, though, the craft, what does that mean to you?
The craft, what we do, what we love. You feel what I'm saying? Like how you show respect for it. Like respect the craft. Like you have to. For me, respecting the craft is, doing everything possible to be the best at it. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you elevate the craft. You feel what I'm saying? You be the best at it, like in every aspect. Every aspect. And CM Punk said, I'm the best in the ring. I'm the best at the commentary. You feel what I'm saying? I'm the best on the mic. You feel what I'm saying? All avenues of the craft. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you respect it. Being the best at everything about it. Elevating it.
No, definitely so. And I can imagine that stands tall with you wanting to be the
Definitely.
perfect ratio of the craft here,
Mm-hmm.
bringing all that in. So I have to ask you, because I heard, again, shout out to Papa Denk. I heard on his conversation last week, and I heard a little bit when we were talking earlier. 2 years into the craft,
Yep. This
I
month.
have to, this month making it 2 years. What was it for you that made you decide I have to step in there? I have to join this crazy business, and I really want to get into that squared circle.
Just watching all my life. Like, I played football, so I was already an athlete. You
Gotcha.
feel me? And there was just this one person. I watched wrestling all my life. And it was just one person that was like, yo, you should get in the ring. You should get in the ring. All my life, this one person was telling me, yo, you should get in the ring. You should get in the ring. Nobody, everybody knows me for wrestling. I mean, for football. So, nobody that has never crossed anybody's mind. My little sister was the one person that always said, yo, bro, you should become a wrestler. You should become a wrestler. You should become a wrestler. And I used to look at her like, shut up. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. And then one day I'm in the house. I'm on the throne in the bathroom. And I'm scrolling. And I see Reef promoting this, him training. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. I called my lady. She was at work. I'm like, yo, we going to Queens today. And ever since then, balls to the wall.
And that's insane, because not only, again, not just anyone to be a trainer to, one of the true OGs of the game, an innovator. When you talk about, again, especially just the era of innovation in professional wrestling,
Right.
you can't talk about that without mentioning Reefer. So having him as a trainer, how was that experience? How has that been? And I can imagine it's one of those where you never stop learning. So how has it continued to been since now actually being active as well?
House, it's been perfect. Reef and I are the perfect match because he's old school. He teaches old school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No bullshit, no excuses. You feel what I'm saying? It's either we gonna do it or we not gonna do it. And luckily, I am in my mid-30s where that's how I was taught all my life. You feel what I'm saying? So I there are no excuses. You feel what I'm saying? You heard what I just said, balls to the wall. Like there are no excuses. This is it.
Yep.
This is it. I don't, guys go to, and this is with all due respect, guys go to different schools and get different trainers and all of that. I don't need no other trainer. Can I learn things from other people, certain, things from other people? Of course. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't need no other trainer. Reef is perfect for me.
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying?
Oh, and again, that's a perfect match right there. It's insane
Yeah.
to see. So I do have to ask that because that is a little too perfect. How did you come across Grim Reaper beforehand? Because I know you said you were into wrestling, but were you into even independent wrestling beforehand?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't know how big Reef was in the business.
Okay.
I didn't know
Perfect.
him. I
Got you.
didn't when I say I was a wrestling fan, I mean that I was a WWE fan.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a Vince guy.
Okay. Yeah. Got
I
you.
didn't spend I've seen certain things about WCW, ECW, you
Got
know what
you.
I'm saying,
Okay.
TNA. I've seen certain little things, but devotion
Yep.
was towards Vince.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that to me, honestly, I feel like that's the perfect mindset then, because you haven't seen the rest of what's out there at the
Yeah.
time. I
Right.
can imagine now Reeves telling you to, hey, study this, watch this, do this,
Hmm.
especially with the guys we got on the car Saturday, watching guys like Jay Lover, watching guys like Low Life Louie, watching guys like Homicide, Johnny
Yeah.
Cashmere, watching what they've done and now understanding, okay, yeah, there's a lot more than just WWE and WWF.
Yeah. When I went out with Reef for his one he had a show at he did a GCW
Gotcha.
and it was in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I didn't realize how much of an impact he actually has.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I didn't know a lot of most of the mainstream guys had to go through him.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? He was ahead of his time. He was way ahead of his time. I did not know how, but now I do. I know how important.
Yep.
I know how important he is. He's very important. Honestly, I think Reef. He may kill me for this, but but he needs more flowers. People need to give Reef more flowers.
Definitely.
Reef's name should be mentioned more than it is.
Yep. Totally agree.
His face
Totally
should
agree.
be seen more than it is. You understand what I'm saying? But I think that's not just the business. I think that's just him. I think it's both things. He likes to be low key. If I'm saying, play the
Yeah.
back.
No, definitely has, and that's always been a thing. Even since I've met Reef, going back 2013, 2014, around there when I met Reef, and knowing then just like the legend he already was at that time, seeing what he continues to do, what he continues to innovate, and
Right.
still go like he just like he hasn't lost a step. I always like to say,
At
especially on commentary,
all.
it's like he's aged like a fine wine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's
For
legit
real.
how he is in that ring. And again, getting to see now the future that's coming through him, getting to see who he's putting his touch on, see what he's creating here with Loud East.
Right.
He definitely deserves his flowers and much more. So
Yes. He's
much
not
love for
just,
Reef.
and he's not. It's not. He's not just doing basic shit. Reef is not a basic dude in the ring. So to lose a step doing the shit he's doing would be common. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
that was he
but
would then become like, okay, now you're at everyone else, like you're back to like
right.
the
But
normal
Reef
level.
hasn't lost a step.
Yeah.
And he smoked hella weed.
That's something where someone was asking me today, like, because they saw I was sharing the stuff, and they're like, "Yo, I don't know how he does it." I'm like, "Man, that's part of his mystique. He's
Yo,
able to do it." Like,
yo, he's he's a fucking alien. That's what he is. Reef is an alien.
yeah,
He's an alien. I don't know how he do it. I still haven't learned. I still haven't got through. And me and him, we're family. You feel what I'm saying? But like, I still haven't got through to where like I learned that secret. Like how you, I had to quit smoking weed. Right? He was like, what the fuck you doing? You don't need to quit fucking smoking weed. I smoke this shit all the time. And look at what I do. What the fuck is wrong with you?
we've seen him do it in the ring. That's been one of the
Yeah.
funnest spots I've ever seen. Is legit
Yo.
him lighting and then let's do a springboard, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But
Yes. Yes.
Like, and again, the craziest stuff. But here we go. Let me go to the chat. One set. We got Colin 2K saying, "Big man Stone hype for Saturday." And then Reef is not human. We agree.
No.
We
Reef is
agree.
Reef isn't human. He's a fucking alien.
There we go. We got Big Hog Yonkers Native Street Talk. Peace to all. Thank you for the love. Thank you for coming through. No, but I'm glad again now, knowing Reef through the years. I'm glad he's a little more happier in me because there was that one time, unfortunately, paying my dues. I was a DJ and they gave me no Reefer music, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill me.
Oh.
So that I always like to remind him that story when I see Reef. I'm like, hey, remember that time I was still in my Green Horde days, and they gave me no music. And the last thing you want to see, and this is for anyone in the business, is an angry reefer just coming
Yes.
right at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you to Larry Legend for stopping that. Because if not, Reefer probably would have killed me that day.
That
So,
man has a temper.
but definitely we're in a better place now. We're in a better place, so we'll be there
Yeah.
Saturday. But before we get to Saturday, I do want to talk about this because there was a more recent event that happened as well, where from a chosen, you are now officially a Titan Strong member here. Let's
Yes.
talk a little
Yes.
bit about
Yes.
this and just what that meant. Shout out to Titan, friends of the show here.
Shout out to Titan.
So, how did that feel for you? Because already being part of the one of the chosen 10 at first to now officially you're Titan Strong here. How has that been for you? What that?
Correction.
Yeah.
I wasn't chosen.
Were you not?
I had to scratch and claw. The first free for all,
Yeah.
I I probably came close. I I think I showed out that day. I was so hurt when I didn't become one of the chosen 10.
Okay. See that's where again, pardon my mistake there because I
Nah,
could
it's
have
okay.
sworn, especially because I've seen what you've done there and seen
Yeah.
what you can do in that place, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna have to talk to my good friend PJ. What took him so long? Because that definitely was a mistake that needs to be rectified. But hey, we're now here with you being officially a Titan, though. So how has that been now for you? And we have lost Adonis for a
Can
second.
you
Oh,
see me?
yeah, we could hear you and see
Can
you
you hear
now.
me?
Yeah, can you hear us? Oh, technical difficulties, folks. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let's do one of these. Just 1 second. We'll get him right back in here. Just give us 1 sec. That was PJ telling him what we doing. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. 1 second. 1 second. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Boom. There we go. I'm gonna blame that one on PJ. He's probably like, hey. Don't blame me. It's all timing. It's all timing. But no. Back to that though. Now officially being a Titan though.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
That means so much to me, especially because how it happened. I was telling Papa Denk this the other day. Um, Last year I was going through a lot of trouble with my children,
Gotcha.
where like I couldn't really spend no time with them at all, and that didn't stop me from working as far as this wrestling business. You feel what I'm saying? But it did, kind of fuck with me mentally and emotionally.
Gotcha.
And to come back a year later and do the free fall too, and not become one of the 10, but surpass that and become a full-time Titan with my sons there with me. That meant everything.
No, that's too much of a perfect moment right there. And again,
Yeah,
I
that
congratulate you.
was too perfect.
I congratulate you on that.
I
And,
appreciate
and
you.
I have to make the joke because I found this out on Deng's podcast. For the people watching at home, how many children is that you currently have?
Now this is not 2. This is
No,
11.
that is 11.
Yeah. I have 8 daughters and 3 sons.
And you still chose to join this crazy business.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
Hey, I give it to you though. Just again,
I
congratulations on
appreciate it.
that. God bless to that. And here we go. We got, let's see. Uh We got Julius Smokes, Homicide, and Low Key. Those are all my friends. There you go. Gotta love that. Much support to them. Those are legends you're mentioning right there. But I do
Definitely.
have to bring up this because speaking of legends, you're brought in, you're officially tight and strong, and they give you another. I don't even want to call him a legend. I want to call him truly an icon in Magic.
Yeah.
Like, not only it's like, hey, you're now part of Titan, you're Titan strong. We're now going to give you a huge test in the Sensei, a guy, another one who deserves his flowers because without Magic, there's not a lot of guys you currently see on TV.
Mm.
And facing him, how was that experience for
Magic is a funny guy,
you?
and being in the ring with him, he almost made me laugh. He almost made me laugh. He's a good-hearted person.
Yeah.
Good person. Easy to work with. Easy. Dope person. Dope person. I have a lot of respect for him.
Gotcha. No, he definitely again that when I saw that I was like looking at the pictures. I'm like, huh, first up there with Magic. That's it. That's your test right there. Like here
Yeah.
we go, just
But he
throwing them
did.
right
But he
into the
did.
wolves.
But he did cheat to win. So
Well,
we're gonna have to run that back.
unfortunately, he's a little bit of an angry Magic. Unfortunately, he feels like certain things at Titan aren't working out. We're gonna have Magic on here eventually because I do want to talk to Unc and see what's happening there. But there is someone else though, because I had someone else on the podcast when we did Titan Week a few weeks ago, and I saw you in the comments. I saw you throwing a little bit of a target at the current reigning and defending TCW middleweight champion in the Greatest Showman. Oh wait, no, let me correct before he enters the chat. The Greatest Damn Showman, Jocko.
Yeah,
So I have to
Jocko.
now ask you about that. And especially with unfortunately what he's got going on with Dr. Sleep and Aaron Roxas, is that target still there for you with that middleweight championship?
Oh yeah, the target is the middleweight championship. It really don't matter who has it, right? He can go through whatever he needs to go through. It don't matter who has it. It can be Gangone. It could be the Shermanator. It could be who. It really could be whoever. I really don't care.
Got you.
Whoever ends up with that title. If it's not me at the next show, then they gonna have to see me.
Understood.
Period.
There you go. That is a
My
message right
my
there for the
my
whole Titan
my.
Nation.
The goal is the top of the mountain. The top of the mountain is PJ. You understand what I'm saying? The top of the, but I understand you. You got to work through the levels,
Of
and I
course.
respect that. I respect that with everything that I have, and that's respecting the craft.
There you go. See, it all encompasses full
Right.
circle moment right there.
That's
Perfect.
respecting the craft. I
Yep.
understand that I got to go through the levels. First stop is Jocko. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed up and showed out on everybody else. So
Oh, we lost him again. But no, I'm gonna piggyback on that. That definitely is the right way to go, right way to move with this. And again, like I said, that first test being Magic, it definitely shows he's on that Titan level and ready for what's to
yeah, they
come
keep
next.
calling me.
Put your phone on do not disturb while you're doing your podcast.
I can't hear you.
Okay, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do one of these. Let him get back on there. And here we go. We got one half of those TCW Tag Team Champions blocks in the building. What's going on, blocks? Okay, hear us now.
Yes, I can. I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
I do have
See,
11 children. That's why I'm getting these phone calls.
he's a busy man. He's a busy man. This is why this has been long awaited to make this happen. But he's a busy man. He's a busy man. It's all good. It's all good. But
Yeah,
we
and it's
got
after
tight.
school, so they just getting out of school.
It's all good. It's all good. So let's keep this going though, because let's talk about this. Let's talk. Oh, we're gonna do this, and hopefully, when he comes back, he can hear us, so we can touch on the. Can you hear us? Oh, nope, still not there. We're gonna wait till he can hear us, so we could touch on that match happening this Saturday between Adonis Stone and Jimmy Lloyd, and then we also have one more match that I want to touch on uh, before we let Adonis go. Oh, can you hear us, Adonis? Hello, hello. Well, while we wait for Adonis's connection to come back, I want to remind everyone to please go follow Adonis Stone and all of his social media. That's going to be on Instagram right there. Adonis underscore Stone underscore. Follow him on Twitter, X at Adonis underscore Stone underscore. Let's see. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us, Adonis? Hello. That's still a no. We're gonna also remind you guys to follow Loudies Wrestling so you stay up to date on all things Marked to Death. That's gonna be on Instagram right there. Loud underscore East underscore Wrestling. You can follow them on Twitter /X at Loudies underscore. That is for all updates going into this Saturday's marked for death. My apologies. Adonis, can you hear us? Hold on, we're gonna do one of these so that way. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. So we could get Adonis back in here. Can you hear us, Adonis? Hello. Okay, give us 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of some technical difficulties here. So just give us 1 second before we return with our scheduled guest here. We thank everyone for joining us. Again, this is all part of hashtag Loud East Week, all setting up for this Saturday's Marked for Death. And here we go. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
All good, all good. We keep it rolling. When we don't have the guest, we just plug away their social media. So it's all good. Remind everyone to go give you that follow right now before you come back.
That's
But now, with no further fan fest, let's keep it going. Let's
sir.
talk about the match that everyone wants to hear about this Saturday, March for Death. Loudies Wrestling returning, and it's returning to the Mecca this Saturday night, March the 30th. Tickets are still on sale. Make sure you go to the link down below in the description to get those tickets. And we're going to talk about it. It's Adonis Stone, the perfect ratio versus Jimmy fucking Lloyd. The broski is coming to the Mecca. And
Yeah,
we heard a little bit of what you had to say. We got to hear the comments made this week. You threw out that challenge, and I hope the Mecca has insurance because I don't figure this is going to be your normal just wrist lock, headlock, takeover kind of match.
it's tough. Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. It's time that I take Adonis Stone to a whole nother level. Let's see how far I can push it.
Got you. That's gonna be something, especially with Jimmy Lloyd. He's no stranger to doing some things that are not just your conventional in the ring. As much as he can do that as well, he's shown this past year. Shout out to our friends at VXS. He can also do the stuff in the squared circle, but he is no stranger to wanting to do some things with some little bit of extra toys, if you will.
Right.
So I can imagine, especially at the Mecca, in a show called March for Death, we might see some extra things be brought out this Saturday. Who knows what could happen? This is why
you got to come there. You got to come out this Saturday to the Mecca to see what's going to happen. You got to come out to see what's going on.
Definitely, because that's going to be that match between that and the Jay Lover and Low Life Louie match. It's going to be reasons to want to make sure you come out to the Mecca, and you might see some extra things happen. You never know. This is why you got to get your tickets right now, guys. Link in the description down below for all that, for the tickets, for social media links, all that good stuff. Make sure you're in the Mecca this Saturday.
I was definitely looking at some film on Perk Angle.
Hey, there is a stage that I would assume we're gonna either be on top of or behind for commentary. So you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. So
never know. I'm really looking forward to Jimmy Lloyd. You know what I'm saying that's a big step for me.
Definitely.
That's a big step for me. And that's where I can show that I can hang with bigger names. I've done Magic and Crowbar and If I'm saying guys like that and Joe Casio. But this, I need this.
See, and I wanted to touch on that because I heard you say that last week um on Denk's podcast, talking about the difference of being a smaller name facing a bigger name and wanting to step out of that.
Right.
What is it for you that still makes you feel like you are just that smaller name still? Because you just said a list of names right there that again are high level names. You got again the icon Magic. We got a legend in Crowbar. We got Joe Ocasio, who's been killing it. Unfortunately, a little bit injured right now,
Yeah.
but been killing it in the NWA. And you're going at their level. What makes you still put that little name in front of the asterisk there?
Because I think when they see those matches, right? When you see those cards,
Yeah.
right? It's you know, Crowbar going against this guy.
Okay.
It's Magic going against this guy. It's Ocasio versus this guy.
Gotcha.
It's Papa Don versus this guy. You feel what I'm saying? It's not, we have Papa Don versus Adonis Stone, or we have Crowbar versus Adonis Stone. It's not like that. If it was Crowbar versus the OG Reef, then those are the two big names.
Gotcha.
With me, it's the small name versus the big name, and I'm low key tired of that.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like I can hang with anybody. When I'm in the ring, standing across from somebody, I wholeheartedly feel like I'm better than you. Respectfully.
There you go. Again, we're going to see that this Saturday and see, can that finally be that mark of like, okay, here we go. Now you see why he is the perfect ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is why for everyone watching, make sure you're in the building so you could see it in person. There we go. We got Liliana saying stone, stone, stone. There you go. You'll be hearing a lot of that on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
You'll be hearing a lot of that on Saturday at Marked for Death. But I do want to bring that up before we go to the next match that is confirmed for a few weeks. I want to touch on that match, a match that we possibly will see in the future, because I know it has to happen. The master versus the student, got to have the teacher versus the student, got to have that battle. What will a match now, especially 2 years in, coming up this month, what will a match with you and Grim Reaper feel like? What does that just mean to you to get that match to happen?
That match would be like Simba fighting Mufasa. It would be like everything. It would be everything. It would be Reef versus Homicide. You understand what I'm saying? Reef was trained by Homicide.
Yep.
It would be that. And he told me, something I already know, that I got to earn it.
Of course.
But I'm going to give him, and I've been giving him, no choice. I've been giving him no choice. I love him to death. I love Reef to death. But I'm going to get him in the ring, and I'm going to bust his ass.
Oh, man.
I love him to
death.
death.
Wait for that. I can't wait to see that. Because, again, just to see, like we said, Reef, as much as now he's taking a little bit more of that backseat. Now he's being the vet. He's being the agent. He's being the guy just running the things. But he still has not missed that step. And to see what you two can do, all I'm saying is I just want to be in the booth calling it. Even though I can imagine it's going to be one of those, if you blink, you're going to miss something. And that's what I love, matches like that. That is just like, it's going to be that true, just poetry in motion. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that to hopefully happen in the near future. But that brings up another name, because you also mentioned on Danks just that little bit of tutelage now that you're getting from another OG 30 years in the game in Homicide. Yeah. Is that something, again, I know Reef is first, but is that something you would love to do in the future as well?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love Homicide's aggression. I love watching him fight because that's what he does. He fights. You understand what I'm saying? He's the little guy. That's not really the little guy.
Nah, yeah, that's the when you're standing across from Homicide, that is the last thing you're thinking is, oh, that's a little guy. It's like,
It
nah,
gotta
that
feel like you looking at somebody that's 8 feet tall.
yeah,
That energy across the ring from you gotta feel like somebody that's 8 feet tall. It has to feel like that. But that's how I feel with Reef and training. It's not even in the show. That's how I feel Reef in training. Like it's somebody 8 feet tall. And I don't really look up to nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really look, I respect people and I hear and I learn, but I look up to this guy and I look, nah. Reef, that's my guy. Homicide, you know what I'm saying? It gotta feel like I would love to get Homicide in the ring. I would love that. I would love that because that would be a fight.
yeah.
That would be a fight. And just like with Reef, I'm gonna bust his ass.
Oh man, this is one of those where I hope they're not watching yet because they're going.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my fucking best. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my best. And knowing like knowing a little bit I know about Homicide and Reef, they wouldn't want it no other way.
Of course.
They don't want no pussy in the ring. They don't want that. They don't want that.
Definitely. No, and again, it comes just that mentality when we talk about where they came out of, where you talk about just their style of trainings and just what the way they were trained. You hear that doghouse mentality,
Right.
all that.
Right.
It's that, hey, it's sink or swim with this. And a match like that, either match would definitely show that. And there's another person though on that card, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you two have touched yet, at least in singles. You and Ghost. Has that happened yet?
Ghost Shadow?
Yeah.
Ghost No, it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Ghost Shadow is, I would say Ghost Shadow was also like a mentor.
Yeah.
To me. You understand what I'm saying? He's teaching me lucha. And he's also like, a fighter. He's like super passionate about it.
Yeah.
He's also one of those guys that, didn't lose a step.
No. And he's one that, again, when people talk about that era and talk about that, they start to forget a little bit about Ghost just because he took
Don't
that step
forget
away.
about Ghost.
And
Ghost
it's like,
will bust your ass.
No, he really would, and he'll turn you into a pretzel in so many ways.
For real.
And that's what I love. And again, I can't wait to call his match Saturday because I've had the honor of calling a few of his matches, and every time he just does something else that it's like, how do you do that? And his style is just one where that's why I said you two, I feel like would be interesting to see in there.
The three guys that we just named, Ghost, Reef, and Hami, are 40 and over. 40 plus. I hope I'm like that. I hope I don't lose a step when I'm their age. They're timeless. Speaking of timeless, Crowbar is timeless too.
Yeah, and he's another one. I got to call one of his matches about a month ago. And seeing him, that legit was one of my favorite matches to call yet.
Huh.
Like, Crowbar is another one that I haven't gotten to see him in person till then. And seeing he's another one that has not missed a step with it. And it's like, that is insane.
Those guys are really born for this.
Yeah. Again, all the flowers to them, all the respect.
For
Again,
real.
Without guys like that, there is none of this. There is no conversation like this. There is no craft to be respected. So we continue it here. We continue it here. And I want to talk about this. Again, coming April here, you have another match that's coming up. It's going to be a little bit of, I like to call it that trios warfare.
Yeah.
6-man tag action as the Wave take on, I want to say this is what those letters stand for. They'll correct me because I know I got Eden coming up this week. I want to say it's Riz, Nasty, and Mayhem. I'm gonna
It
ask
is.
Eden this week. I feel
It
like
is. That's what it
there we
stands
go.
for.
There we go. So I was hoping that's what it was. If not, I tried. But you got Chris Barton, you got Nino Cruz, and Elijah Eden. You guys facing off this coming April 19th for Guts and Glory. Talk
Yep.
to us a little bit about, again, I believe this is the first time you're going to get to fully see the Wave as a trio, correct?
Yep.
The first time all three of you will be.
This is the first time that you're gonna see the Wave do this in a match. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
How did talk to us a little about that though? How did that get established? How do we get the Wave? How does that become created here?
The Wave is all Reef kids. All of us are trained by Reef. Me, Johnny Rambo, and KB King. All trained by Reef.
There you go.
Now, we haven't been in the ring with Chris and Nino, but I've been in the ring with Elijah. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. But this would be more him versus me. We was in a scramble. You know how people get lost in the
Yeah.
scramble. Kinda
Usually
you
it's
know what I'm
like
saying?
you kind of take
This
a little
is
bit,
this is
but
yeah, this would be more direct. And
gotcha.
this is gonna be dope.
Definitely can't wait to see that. Especially again, you look at all six of you, different areas of NYC, but similar training mentalities, similar
Mhm.
guys that touched each one of you guys. So I can't wait to see what happens at Guts and Glory, and that's going to be this coming April 19th. But
Right.
before we start wrapping this up, because again, busy man, I don't want to take up too much more of your time here
Nah,
because
you
again,
good,
gotta
bro.
get back to those 11 kids, man. I still commend you on that.
I
That's a
appreciate you.
lot to give flowers to right there. Because to be
I
able to do
appreciate you.
this, maintain just again all that, it's amazing to hear. Um, I have to ask this again when it comes to the business coming to this. What was it? And again, you said it in the podcast already. You said football was that first love, and stepping into this, has this now truly been this was the right choice here? This was the doing it at this time now, 2 years in, that I say, you know what, this was the right choice. Has that moment happened for you yet? Or are we
Yeah,
still just like we're
yeah.
on that ride?
I think that happened the first time I stepped through the ropes 2 years ago.
Got you.
I think it was like I'm in here. I looked around the ring. It like I felt like a kid in a candy store.
Got you.
This is it. This is it. This I if I was still playing football, I would have had my first game yesterday. Like the season just started, again, and I miss it. But shout out to the Patriots, by the way, New York Patriots.
Got you. There you go. Still that love there. I
Yeah,
know. I asked that because again, it's something where when you have that, you have something that you've again done for so long. You've had that passion for, had that respect for that
yeah,
craft, to then step into another one and not know, hey, is this gonna be is this something just that was a hobby? It was something to watch, to fall into it, and now it's like, you know what? No, we're keeping it going. We're going
yes,
full into that is awesome to see that love is just like, nope, it's gotten stronger now.
yes,
So
and it gets stronger every single day.
that's
It gets
awesome.
stronger every. I learned something new about it every single day.
That's awesome. But again, to hear that shows me though that respect. It shows me that love for it because it's one of those of wanting to now be something even bigger in it, wanting to be that name in it, wanting to continue to learn from again those mentors we're talking about, those
Right,
icons we're talking about, those legends, and wanting to put in that work to show, hey, it's not just a moniker. I want to be the perfect ratio in this.
facts.
So I do have to ask that then. With when it comes to that, when it comes to being the perfect ratio, how do we get this? Is it a character? That's why I wanted to call it a moniker. I didn't want to call it a character because where do we get this? Where
No,
do we
it's
get
no
that mentality?
character. It's no character. It's just
Yeah,
how I am
gotcha.
in everything that I do. And we were just talking about my football career. Like
Yeah,
that's who I was there. Like I wanted to be the best at every position that I played.
gotcha.
I want to be the best at every aspect of wrestling. Not necessarily better than everybody else, but the best version of myself.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just who I am.
Gotcha.
I'm devoted, I'm hungry, I'm starving. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I love it. And I won't allow anything or anybody that even likes it get in my way.
Got you. No, and I hear that. I continue to hear it, and it's not something of, okay, cool, yeah, he's in it. He wants to do it. It's you hear that hunger when
Yeah,
you
I'm
talk about
starving.
wanting to face those guys like a reefer, wanting to face guys like a homicide. Even when I threw out there wanting to face a ghost, it is one of those where it doesn't change your attitude toward it. You
Nah.
see the demeanor, it stays the same. It brings that hunger, and I love it. I
Yeah.
love to hear that because
Going
again,
against guys like that is just going to do nothing but make me better.
yeah,
Period. Like, going against them is going to do nothing but make me better.
yeah. And again, we're having this convo, and it's one of those where again that mentality it just shows the right teachings do the most because again, learning under a reefer for someone that again is 2 years in and having this type of mentality already, it's levels above where sometimes people are. So that's
I
awesome to hear.
appreciate you. I
So
appreciate you.
no, again, like we had the convo before the podcast. It's been an honor to see that growth and see where you're going with this. Because I said it on Danks. I called. I want to say, give or take, third or fourth match it, and to see even from that spot to now where you're at now, and just seeing that growth, it's awesome to see it. Again, it's only 2 years in. To think a year from now where you're going to be, just as a performer in the mentality, all that, and a few more years, we never know. I could be saying in a year, who knows, in a few months, what could happen. You
Right.
never know. You never
Right.
know. With matches like this on Saturday, more matches to come, you never know what could happen in this business. So
Right.
I can't wait to see it, bro. And again, I thank you so much
I thank
for,
you.
for
I
giving us this
appreciate you
time
so
here.
much for having me.
No, anytime. Definitely. Again, I can't wait to call once again, guys. If you haven't already, get your tickets because I can't wait to call this one. It's going to be Saturday, marked for death. It is Jimmy
Yeah.
fucking Lloyd versus Adonis Stone. A stat card top to bottom. If you haven't already, make sure you are following Adonis Stone on his socials right there on Instagram, Adonis underscore Stone underscore. Follow him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Adonis underscore Stone underscore. Follow Loud East Wrestling as well so you can stay up to date. Loud
Yes.
underscore East underscore Wrestling. Follow them on Twitter, X, at Loud East underscore. Adonis, before I let you go, I have to ask you the final question to ask everyone that comes on, and that is for Adonis Stone, what is the end goal?
The end goal is to live forever. So there is no real end goal. I have 11 children, and I said this on one of my posts the other day. I said I would be the Cuban, the new Cuban high chief. That is how the Samoans are now. There's a million of them. That's the goal.
Got you. No, I love it, man. Again, that's perfect. Just showing that this all wraps around. It's a full circle moment. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again to everyone watching. Please don't forget, go get those tickets. Be there this Saturday. It's going to be an insane card.
If you're not there Saturday, if you're not there, you're definitely a square.
You're not going to want to miss it. You're definitely not going to
At
miss it. We'll
all.
be back later at 7 p.m. We're going to be live with JAP legend, Jay Lover. Definitely a lot of stories to be told there. So you're not going to want to miss that as well. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. Respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
I love
Peace.
that.